Firehouse Stories. My name is Bob and this is Doug, and we tell behind the scenes stories of the fire service and fire service people. Today we got a couple of great stories, so grab yourself a cup of coffee and sit down and listen. Doug's going to talk about, what are you talking about, Doug?
Well, we had this old station was in the ghetto area of the city.
Yeah, if you could call it a ghetto, but I guess it was a ghetto in our city.
Yeah, but it was a busy station, lots of fires out of it, and then what have you. We had an acting captain who was now acting captain is a captain that is just on it for the day or a couple of days on the vehicle.
A regular captain's on holidays,
yeah, or sick or
whatever, right?
Anyways, we got this guy, and he's trying to do a good performance and do a good job and impress the guys with his abilities and what have you. Anyhow, we get this call, the report of a structure fire around the corner of where the station is. So we respond to it, we pull up, and then we come to this building, and this building has no windows, no doors, nothing, but looks like smoke coming out of the back of it. And so we get out the truck, and we're the first ones on scene. We walk up, and we're walking around this place.
So there's three of you there then?
There's three of us. The driver sees with the vehicle, and the firefighter, two firefighters, and the captain. We're wandering around. We go behind this thing that looks like smoke, and we stand, and it smells like wood burning, but it's moist. We can't put our finger on it. We're trying to, what the heck is this building? This building's probably the size, it was 2 stories high, so I'd say about 20 feet high. Like the walls are 20 feet. And it's probably maybe 80 by 80 square. Strange looking structure. I'd never seen it before. It must have been just newly built or something. Anyhow, what it was, we get to the other side from where the smoke or what the smell of this wood burning was. At the other side, we see these C-clamps. So we undo the C-clamps on the wall. The whole wall falls out. Boom! Drops 20 feet of wall, 80 feet wide, drops on the ground. Bang! We take a look, and we take our flashlights. This is at nighttime, so we take our flashlights. We look inside. It's a wood kiln. It's a dry wood. They must have just stocked it up with wood, and that's why.
The furnace.
The furnace, yeah. And they're drying this wood, and that's what we were smelling on the other side. And it was cool out in the evening, so it was probably making the steam, which we wouldn't have seen before, and somebody called it in. Anyhow, Chief shows up with his driver, and he looks around the place, and he says, well, he said, this is just a wood kiln, and it's just nothing doing here. So he gets on the radio, and he returns everybody. All the units all head back except for the engine that I was on in the chief's car, who's got him and his driver on.
This wall is 80 feet?
This wall is 80 feet long by 20 feet high, and it's full of insulation, like styrofoam. So it's pretty solid wall. We have to put it back. So we get to the top of the wall, and we spread out across the top. Go to lift it, we get as high up as our waist, and we can't lift it any further. We can't get it past the waist to slam it shut. So we set it back down, and she said, well, I'll call the rescue truck back, and it's got 4 guys on it. I'll call it back, and we'll get it up with those guys. So anyways, we go, okay, like that. So he gets on the radio, because in those days, it was only the chief that had the radio, and he called the shots. Anyways, he gets on there, he says, Rescue 1, he said, do you want to return to this address? We need your assistance. So we wait around for about 5 or 6 minutes. Rescue shows up. Captain and the crew all come in, and he said, what's up? Well, we got this wall. We got to put this wall back up. We got to put the C-clamps on, so that'll be, we get all the guys along the top. So we get all along, spread out, and the captains are standing.
So you're all like this. Everybody like a shoulder width apart, right?
And she said, okay, I'll say 1, 2, 3. And when I say 3, go. Everybody run, push it, and slam it shut. The guys on the end hit the C-clamps. So I said, okay, I got her, because I was on the end. Well, with that, the captain of the rescue truck says, "Here, Dougie, move over." He said, he said, "I'll help too." And he said, "I'll hit that C-clamp." I said, "You sure?" And he said, "Oh yeah, it's just slide over." So I move over so that gives more guys to lift. So we picked that thing up, and the chief said, "Okay, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go!" Like that. We get it up, and all I hear is, "Whoa!"
You're running up.
Thump. You got the door, the wall is closed, and hey, put me down, like that. "What the hell are you doing?" And I looked beside me to the captain on the rescue truck, who was going to hit the C-clamp, and he's gone. And I'm like, "What the?" And I look up, and here in the dark, all I see is his boots hanging. And what had happened was the corner of the wall caught him under the arm, and we got so much momentum and so much manpower, the top of this thing, he's slamming it shut. It caught underneath his coat and lifted him up. And he took his fingers out because he was afraid they're going to get pinched. And he's just hanging there.
Off his coat like this.
Oh, geez, I tell you, we were laughing. It was the funniest thing. And I'm like, he was so high up, I couldn't reach up and touch his boots. It's so high up. Anyways, we had the chief say, "Okay, calm down. Everybody calm down," because we were all laughing, except for him. He wasn't laughing. The captain was like, "Put me down and put me down easy." So the chief said, "All right, guys, get your stuff together. Let's lower him down." And then once he gets himself off the hook, he said, slam the wall back up. So that's what we did. We lowered it back down slowly till he's about 10 feet off the ground. He lifted himself off and dropped. Then we slammed the wall back up and hit the C-clamps. Anyways, that was too funny. It was probably the funniest thing that ever happened to me on the job. And unintentional. And that captain, he talked about that for years after, but us slamming him up on the wall. But yeah, that was good.
Sometimes you end up with odd situations. I remember, this wasn't me, but it was a crew on a rescue unit. And the guy's telling me that they're coming back from an alarm, and another alarm comes in, and it's for a fire in a dryer, but it's a street away. They're on the way back. The fire station is about 4 minutes away, so they're going to arrive first. But if it's a fire, they don't have any water to put on it because there's no water on the rescue unit.
No.
So anyways, they went down and they saw it was a fire. It was in the dryer. It was in, just up above. But she was doing the laundry, and the washing machine was full, and it was going swish. So they turned the washing machine to empty, and they took the hose and they put the fire out with the hose behind the dryer.
You're kidding.
And they kept running up the stairs. And they going, "Okay, they're just about here. Okay, they're going to be here in a second." And they'd run back down the stairs and, keep working at it. And then another guy would run up a minute later and say, "Oh, they're just pulling in." Right? Because I can hear the siren. And they come back down, and third guy goes up and says, "I can hear the siren." Well, they forgot to turn the siren off in their truck. Right? Oh. So they were waiting for the pump to come, which had the hose and all the right stuff to deal with that type of situation.
So the pump wasn't there. It was their siren
it was the siren on the rescue unit. Yeah, and everybody said, "Oh no, they're coming. They're just coming in now." But it was too late anyways because we'd already put water on it. So
that's funny. That's improvising.
That was a good save. It wasn't me, that's for sure. But
that's a good idea. Yeah, it worked.
Well, thank you for coming to Firehouse Stories. I'm Bob, and this is Doug, and we post every Friday. So, please feel free to look us up every Friday, or if you'd like a notification to come to your mailbox, just press the subscribe button. Regardless, press the like button. We certainly like you.
Regardless, they liked it. They liked it.
Did you like it? They say yes. We'll see you next week.